Assalamu alaikum. Today I'll talk about the theory. I'll share first of all the Islamic perspective in in administrations and human relations. So the three subcontents. First, uh, First is the content is a theoretical framework first, then the Western theory of administrations, and the critique of the Western theory of administration. First of all, what is the theoretic? The general administration theory is the administrative management consider with the design and management of an organization. The definition of this theory is administration management theory attempt to find rational way to design an organization as a whole, or is the theory is a general call for a formalized administrative structure, a clear division of the labors and delegations of power and authority to administrators relevant to their area of responsibility. Also, it's an administrative management process, and people are the resource of making best of using of the informations to add value. Okay, one of the important to develop the theory of management is Henry. Henry, he is from France, and he's in engineering in a mini firm in 1860. At an age 19, he developed universal theory of management applicable in all time of organization. So even now we can use it. We use already his theory to make an organization efficient and effective, irresponsible of nature of the organization, whether many factors or non-many factors, big or small, commercial or charity, government or non-governmental. Phil present his total work in administration, industrial, in general, in 1916. Henry, he is the one who create the information systems and the process of creating. He said the process of the creating information system and the subfunctions, its flow from within an organization. So the creation coming from the like inside the organizations. Most job functions within the business involving performing some form of administrative management in order to store and pass on information to those within the company who need to use it in order to contribute to the business. He believed that the practice of management was distinct from the other organization function. He developed 14 principles of management that applied to all organizational situations. The original of the theory, it started from the industrial revolutions, then the factors, which is the power, machines, and the transportations, emergence issue, and the solutions. This is the original of the theory, where it's coming from. So the theory is divided into subtitles. which is theory, then the classic perspective, then the humanities perspective, then the system of theory of organization. So first we have the classes of perspective. In the classes of the perspective, in administration, there are a principle and the element of management or the activities. First of all, we started from the sub activities, which is planning. Planning is formed in the futures and making a structured plan of the actions and determine the goals of the objective of the actions. This is the meaning of the goal. Then second one is organization, is the creation of an organization's structure, which is beginning human resource and non-human resource together to work together. The third one is command. Command is the process of giving directions or order by the superior to subordinary. It's known as the commander. The first one is coordinations, is a process of beginning the action of all the divisions and department and integrating their efforts for the fulfilling of the organization goal. Then the last one is the control, meaning comparing the actual performance of the organization within the desired performing level and checking if there is need for the improvement. There are four general principles of the management: divisions of work, how to define the work between the workers as an equal, authority, discipline, united of the command, united of the direction, subordination of the general interests, centralizations, clearing, order, equity, establish of the term, initiative, and united. The classical management also, there are an theoretical who become with the theory also calls Max Weber. He is a bureaucratic organizations in 1864 to 1920. Definitions of the labors with the learning definitions of authority and responsibility. He also talked about the position organization in a hierarchy of the authority. Management separated from the ownership of the organization, legal, rational approach. Personnel are selected and promoted based on the technical qualification. So we use, he mentioned the qualifications to take the worker. Okay, there is also the science management. From the Frederick Taylor in 1856 to 1950, and he is the Popular's time and motions study. He said that to reduce the number of the motions, reduce the amount of the time, will come up with the maximum productivity to be to coming with the productive issues. Okay, the commonalize between the three theoretical people who are they agree in the hierarchical, which is the authority of the which is the management or the authority people or leaders. Divisions of the labors. They also agree with the standardized approach to work, centralization of the authority, and separations of the personal and work life. The second part is the humanities perspective theory. Humanities perspective theory, according to Ibrahim Masol, of the need of the humans. Humans need physical, they have the basic need, they should have the basic need, which is the food, water, shelters, and sleep. Also, they need safety and security needs, health, family, social stability, and the physical need, which is love and belong need. Also, the esteem, which is the confidence and achievement in this life, self actualizations, which is the creation, and morality, uh, spontaneous. Also, this is the self-fulfillment need. The theory of the theory of X and Y, who do Douglas come with the theory of X and Y. So he said that X. Okay, he said dislike the work means will be avoided. He said in X, the average human being has inherent dislike of the work and will avoid it if it's possible. Because of this characteristic, dislike of the work, most people must be compelled, controlled, directed, and threatens with the punishment. The third part is the average human being prefer to be directed, wishes to avoid the responsibility, has relatively little ambitions, and wanted to secure above all. About the assumption of theory Y is the average human being has inherent dislike of the work and will be avoid if it's possible. Because of this characteristic, because of the dislike of the work will be the average of human being does not having inheritance of dislike of the work. So people will be excluded self-directions and self-control in the surface of the putting of the object. The second one is a commitment to object is the function of the seeking responsibility. And the last one is the average human being learning under the proper conditions, not the only accept, but to seek responsibility. Next, system theory of organizations, according to Louis Van in 1960s. He said we have to have input and process and output, which is opening systems, holisms, interdependence, and feedback. This is all the theory of the management, Western theory of the management. The last one is the critique of the Western theory of education. This is, you have to read it because it's the theory that mentioning in. The last one is critical theory. Theory assumes that the extending of the both objective and subjective knowledge of an objective and an orders reality. So it's corroborated methodology of both the objective and subjective perspective. Critical theory attempts to raise people about their living and working condition through the logic and the debate. But in the process, its reality on the generations and analysis of the ideologic critical theory elaborate the value and the practices within the schools with the many meaning the ideology perspective of the school. Topics such as the curriculums, teaching, and study issues displays the inherent social value in the schooling process. So this is all about the theory of the Western and the critic. This is the last slide, which is the reference. Thank you. If you have any question, you can ask me. Thank you very much for the listening. I hope it should be boring because it's all about the theory.